My name's Mike. I'm from Southington, Connecticut. Yeah, so before I got into real estate, or currently, I own a landscape business in Southington, Connecticut. I've been doing that for 12 years, and I've always wanted to. I did real estate briefly about before I got into landscaping, and now that I'm getting a little older, I've always wanted to get back into it. And you know, hooking up with Clever it seemed like a no-brainer for me. Well, I had, researched it online. I started out, I've got a couple of the online courses, for a couple $100 and learning stuff like that. And then once I got in touch, or you guys got in touch with me about considering the mentorship program, one thing led to another, and it just seemed the way to go to avoid the mistakes that, most new investors make, and to learn from people that have been doing it and are successful in it. It seemed just it's the easiest way to go. Yeah, so it was, I think the personal relationship, they really seemed to care about you as a person. It wasn't just a system, follow the system. It's not a quick, get rich quick type of thing. So, you get out what you put in. So it's just, we can give you the tools to do it, but if you don't do it, you have to do it. So, that was the big difference, I think. Yeah, so far so good. We're here at day 2. Day 1 was, just the energy and everything. I think one of the biggest hurdles or catalysts to get over is the phone calls. You gotta pound the calls, and that talking to the other folks here, I think that seemed to be the biggest hurdle to get over. And the mentors and the student mentoring guys they're holding your hand the whole way. It's just awesome, like giving you pointers. Relax, talk slow. Like I'm probably talking too fast now. Slow down, take some breaths. You don't need to be a savant. You don't need to know every answer to the questions. Just answer what you can. Get as many phone calls in as you can, and the rest will take care of itself. I've had 4 deals prior to this that I was able to close, but not in the last 12 years. And it's still, I was a realtor. I had my real estate license, but it was always difficult to talk to people. It's nice to have someone next to you, listening to your phone calls, giving you pointers, trying to ask that question like you were showing me, pointing to the paper, get some details. So, but every phone call is a little easier, It's like the nerves are kind of gone. You get, a little bit of butterflies. You don't know what to expect from the phone caller, but nobody's, yelling at you, telling you you're a jerk to stop calling them. So it's pretty simple. We're not selling anything, we're buying, so that's kind of a little bit of a difference for people, When you're at home, you go through the program, you're watching the online videos, learning, and you see what people are doing, but being in the labs and watching, whatever there's 24, 25 of us all doing it, if they can do it, you can do it. I can do it, and then you're talking to each other. What did that person say, trying to better each phone call that you can get, and having the support group around you it's second to none, really. It's a huge confidence boost. So I didn't make it, like I said, I didn't make any phone calls at home. I knew I had to, like my mentor. I emailed people, right, and I got some responses. That was nice, but I think one of the big takeaways from here is you got to pound the phone. You have to talk to people, and it's just your confidence. Just being around other people it makes it easier. Yeah, so yesterday when we started the phone calls, I was a little discouraged. I was obviously nervous. I talked to 1 or 2 people that just weren't interested, and call after call after call is going to voicemail. And Chris, my student mentor here, was just saying, Mike, it's a numbers game. Maybe you gotta call 200 people before you get one person to talk to. And then right before we came over here today, I've already spoken with 3 people today. And one of them's got 5 properties. He doesn't want anything to do with it anymore, and he just wants to get rid of them. So he doesn't want any money for them, which is even crazier. So I never thought I'd hear some guy say, I got 5 properties, I want to get rid of them, and I care if I make $1 on it. So that was insane. Like that was, I couldn't believe it. I was almost like dumbfounded talking to him, like, oh, like I don't even need to ask you any more questions. All right, give me the names of the properties, and we could probably take all 5 of them off your hands for you. It's just crazy. And then excitement, your heart's pounding. It was a great feeling, Yeah, through the roof. So I'm excited to get back home and start, working the phones for my business, and just knowing what I need to do and how to do it is just it's night and day. you know, being able to see everybody in that room doing it. And everybody was kind of in the same boat. Everybody was nervous. Like, I went out to dinner with a bunch of guys here last night, and everybody said the same thing, man. Picking up that phone call is the toughest thing you're going to do in this business, and talking to people on the phone. But once you do it, it's like, it's great. It really is. So I decided to make a change, mostly for my family, my kids. I do have a relatively successful landscape business. You know, which, you know, it pays the bills and everything, so it's not, but I'm 43. I'm getting older. My body's not like it was when I was 25. All my old injuries are creeping up, so, and I'm not happy doing it anymore. I'm just not happy. And when I was doing real estate in the past, I was happy. I want a better life for my kids. I want a better life for me with my kids. I want more time with them, and less stress. I think the stress factor I got, I'm not saying that this won't be stressful, but, you know, it's no fun when you wake up in the morning and I don't know what crew's coming into work, who's calling in sick, who's coming out. You know, it makes for a challenging day, week, month, year, you know. So that's my motivating factor. And I'd like my kids, like, you know, I went to college, like, I look at all these people that work for other people and they're just not happy. You come into work one day and you're laid off. You're not going to fire yourself, are you? You know? If you don't want to do this anymore, that's your own choice. Nobody else is going to tell you you can't. So, and that's what's great about Clever, too, is they're all, you can. Forget about the no, 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 no. It's yes, 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 you can. You know? Well, I'd love for them, just, again, going back to, if I want to grow this to a big, successful business, and it'd be nice to know that when my kids grow up, if they want to get into this, I got something to work with. They don't have to go out and struggle with $100,000 of college debt. I'd love for my kids to go to college, but I don't want them to have to go to college because they got no alternative and then be stuck with $150,000 in debt that they're paying off for the next 30 years, especially if I can afford to pay their tuition. They don't have to do this, but I'd like to be able to pay, and I can't do that now on what I make doing landscaping. So, I just want to give my kids what they want, or at least make them work for it, but I'll give it to them when they work for it, you know? It's everything. I think you want your kids to be better than you. You want them to be successful at everything they do. I mean, I got young kids, so I got a long way to go, but my parents wanted that for me. I mean, I grew up in a good house. My dad made a good living. He taught us a good work ethic. And I want to transfer that to my kids. And let them see what success is like, you know? There's too many people they're just not happy doing what they're doing, but they have to. You got to bring home a paycheck doing something, but better to do something that you're liking than something you're not, right? Yeah, I don't even know if I could put that into words. It's just, I'd be just ecstatic, you know? It's just not having to worry about, oh my God, man, this is a big check. Like, I don't know if I could cut that. I would just, it'd be like on top of the world. You're going to go to that school? Absolutely. Kill it. Here's the check, you know? And not go, oh, let me check my balance. I'm not sure I can afford to do that, you know? And it sets them up in life better, not having to worry about paying that kind of stuff back. And if it's not going to be any skin off my back, then I'll do whatever I can for them. I've kind of run the gamut in life. I've been around a lot of successful people, and a lot of them were in real estate. Before I got into real estate back in the day, I had kind of he's not quite a mentor, but he kind of showed me the ropes down in Atlanta where I worked. And the guy was he was flipping houses, rehabbing houses. He was literally transforming neighborhoods from bad to good. That was his deal. And he couldn't have been happier. You know, everybody I know that's successful in real estate is happy. You know, they're like, this is the life, man. Like, living it, you know? And I think that's it, is happiness. I want something that I enjoy to do, but it's got to make me happy, and, like, you know, the fruits of my labor have to, you know, come to fruition. So it's been nothing but it's been great. Everybody's helpful. There's a huge support team. I mean, you have your mentor that you deal with, you know, one-on-one, but the staff here in Arizona that you could call on a dime. If you got any questions or need help, technical issues, I've called in, and they're really quick to get on top of things. You know, Craig Carlson over there is great. I mean, the whole team seems to be, you know, everybody's out to make sure you do good. You know, that's huge. You know, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like, you can make a phone call if you need to. Emergency. There's not too many companies that do that. You know, most of the times you leave a message, and if you're lucky, you hear back from them in a week or two. You know, these guys are right on top of it. And if they don't call you back right away, you get an email. You know, got your message, be back checking things out. We'll be back with you ASAP. Yeah, so, you know, dealing with Clever Investor and Cody, the things that, you know, key things that I've taken out of it so far. It hasn't been that long that I've been in the program, but there's a wealth of information on your online courses. I mean, everything and anything you need to know about real estate is there. And then anything beyond that, again, is a phone call away. And it's just nice to have people, you know, by your side. And okay, so do this, do this, do this. If you do this, do this, do this, then this is what happens. You know, you know, Cody obviously is knowledgeable. He's very successful. You know, he's got a good thing going here, and I think everything that you guys have taught us so far on this lab session it builds you up. It builds confidence. I think you gotta have confidence. You gotta be out there. You gotta just go get it. You know, and you gotta learn through the way. But they can help you over those hurdles, and you know, minimize the mistakes that people make in the beginning, you know, and it puts you a step ahead of everybody else doing that. I think the favorite thing working with Clever is just the atmosphere, the energy. Like, it's just insane. Like, everybody, you guys are like through the roof, you know, the music's pounding, people are jumping up and down, high-fiving, we're doing, you know, the circle stuff. It's fun. You're making it fun, you know. It's not, you know, I didn't know what to expect when I came out here. Was it just going to be, you know, boring, like da 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 da? But, you know, we're doing the exercises, we're having fun, everybody's talking. It's just been a real pleasure. I got a buyer, like I said earlier, that wants to get rid of 5 houses. Like, I can't explain the feeling that you get when someone says that to you. You know, it was just, it was insane. I knew that if I put the time in, I was gonna get some deals, but, you know, like you guys have been saying all week, it's just a numbers game. Pound the pavement, hit the phones, and well, to have someone say, I want to get rid of all my houses is awesome. You know, that's like, you know, you probably, I don't even know statistically, but I just assume you'd probably wait a while for someone to say that to you, you know? But well, I'd be happy with one. Yeah, I got one property I'm looking to get rid of. Great. Not 5. So I couldn't be happier so far, you know? Why is it important to be successful? That's a good question. So I think a lot of people are scared to be successful, to be honest. Everybody wants to be successful at whatever it is they want to do in life. Everybody's got dreams, but when it was funny earlier today, you were talking specifically about saying one thing and doing the opposite. So for me in my landscape business, every year I would say I'm going to do this, this, and this, get customers, grow the business. And you get complacent and you don't do it, you know? And for me, it's like, you know, success, it's time to, you know, get off the bench and get in the game. Like, stop dreaming about it, thinking about it, do it. And with success comes the fruits of that. And I know, and Cody said it a million times, it's not about the money, but it's about the process. And you're helping people too, you know. There's people that are in tough situations you don't realize. And, you know, sometimes people will get the wrong impression. They go, oh, you're trying to take advantage of someone. But you know what? There's nobody out there calling these people, helping them, you know. And sometimes they're too scared to help themselves. So if you can get a win-win, you can make a little money, get them a little bit of money, get them out of a situation. I mean, that makes me feel good. Yeah, so the significance is just, I think, peace of mind and being able to give back, really. You know, one of the things getting in this program, they said, if you become successful, are you willing to give back? And you see the student mentors that are here today that are giving back. They've gone through the program. They're successful at what they're doing. And they're coming out here for free to give their knowledge. And that's huge. You know, You know, you see it firsthand. Some people, oh, well, where's the proof in the pudding? And you're looking at it, Everybody that's doing it here has gone through this program, and people that are successful, it happens. You put the work in, you're going to get it done. Who would my success impact the most? I don't know if this is a selfish answer, but I think me. A frame of mind. I give my kids what I'm a good dad. I do a lot for my kids. I'm involved in their lives and their sports. I do everything that I can for them. So I'm not sure that me making more money or being successful would portray on them. Maybe in the future when you can cut a check for college or something like that, or buy a car when they get their license. But for me, it would, if I feel better, that comes out through my personality and everything, and the people around me. Because sometimes I'm just not in a good mood, And people are like, oh, you're crabby, you're crabby, you're crabby. I know, well, it's a nightmare at work or whatever, I don't want to have that stress anymore. I think if I can alleviate that stuff, then I can be a better person, really. For my family, for my wife, who wants to kill me sometimes. So, yeah, that's what I'd like to do. And I can help out my brother too. This is like not just me. I have like my one brother's relatively successful. My other brother has some issues, but it's something I could see him getting involved in if this goes in the right direction. Helping the people around me. I would say you got to do what your heart wants to do. You got to jump in. If that's what you want to do, you got to do it 100%. That's, I know, a cliche, but it's nerve-wracking, to make the decision. You got to put up, some money to come out here. So, but it's worth it. It's worth it. You got to get over the fears. That's a big thing, getting over the fears. The phone call, that's a huge fear. Sometimes when you cut a check, it's like, oh boy, did I just do that? And that's probably the biggest fear that some people have, maybe, getting into this business. But you don't need a lot of money. I mean, you guys are showing us, we can do deals with nothing, We're putting together people, and making a little bit of money to do it, So it's not for the super rich, like some people think, Got to have $1 million in the bank to start buying real estate. You don't. The systems that Clever's setting us up with are to get you from 0 to 100%, You have to have drive. That's it. You have to have, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to just do it, If that's what you want to do it. Don't do anything half-assed. 100% or nothing, right? Do it or don't. Don't put a mediocre. If you're going to come in here and do this mediocre, you're wasting your time. You got to, that's one thing, I got out of these last 2 days for sure, is it's 100%. You got to go, go, go. Jump the hurdles. You'll get it. Yeah, so I definitely feel like I'm on the right track. Information-wise, mentorship-wise, they're showing you how to do it. I didn't, like I said, I keep going back to it. I didn't expect to get a phone call with five properties, but they're killing it, and they're happy for you. Everybody's happy for you. I know you guys can't see, but he's got a big smile on his face, and it's great. It's good to see that. It's good to see that you guys, are happy for us, doing this and showing us the way. So, yeah, I'm ecstatic, man. That was awesome. Yeah. So again, the biggest breakthrough is just the fear, the phone fear. Going through the systems, the deal automator, it could be a little overwhelming and showing you how you need to comp properties, and you learn everything here. I mean, you're not going to leave here without a good base for what you need to get just to get started. I mean, the sky's the limit, but the basics of what we're getting into right now, when we leave here, everybody should be able to go home and not have any issues with any of that stuff. So it can be overwhelming. I mean, there's a lot of information on there, so you got to just take a little bit at a time. bite off what you can chew and go from there. So everything so far is like there's step-by-step process of how we're doing it. But you could see that the you know, even from day one, like an hour and a half into the sessions, you know, guess what, guys? It's time to hit the phones, you know, and people are like, oh no, we're hoping that would be later or something, you know. But you're not gonna feel better about yourself and do it until you do it. So, and it's funny because, I mean, again, I've talked to a few people, but some people were terrified to pick up that phone. I mean, when you first started, people 15, 20 minutes, they're just messing around. Nobody's really making a phone call, you know. And then once it started going, man, they were going. And it was fun to hear, like sitting next to them, just listening to the people transform from their first phone call to their 10th of the day. That was pretty amazing, you know. You get more comfortable. That's my biggest takeaway. I think that fear, you got to get over the fear. Get out of your comfort zone. Talk to people, talk to people, talk to people. The only thing they're going to say is no. That was the worst thing someone said to me. You interested in buying or selling your house today? No, I'm not really interested. Okay, no problem. You know? So, like Cody said, nobody comes through the phone and slaps you in your face, any of that stuff, you know? So, yeah, so if someone asked me to join it, I would say absolutely. Like, what are you waiting for? You know, these are the tools. If there's a company you're going to get into, and I know of, you know, people that have tried other things and, you know, unsuccessfully. So if you have the drive and the ambition to want to do this, this is the company to be with. Clever Investor, Cody and the team. I mean, they got your back, and they're going to teach you everything you need to know to be successful. You got to go out and implement it, but if you do, you're on the right track.